for the players to perform the way they're doing domestically, entertainment-wise. Results were in the worst start we've ever had in the league campaign, Bob Chair. But entertainment-wise, it's been poor, isn't it?
It's been poor. It's like night and day from last year. But then again, we have lost personnel. But I don't know. We're just no. You've said it yourself. We just aren't performing well. I don't know. We're all trying to put your finger on what the problem is, and they just don't know. You keep waiting on them kicking into life, and it doesn't happen. There's an excuse for them for last night, as you say, against one of the best teams in the world, potential winners of this tournament. But domestically, it's no been great. Apart from last Saturday, they played well on Saturday. You're talking about passing the ball. I thought they passed the ball really well last Saturday. But we need to go on for that and be consistent in this league if we've got any aspirations of winning it. Mm-hmm. So it's all due to the domestic thing, because I think European football this year is coming to a premature end for us.
It's coming to the right end. You get what you deserve, and we've no deserved. See what we done last night. Both start right. We played the five at the back. I would imagine, in theory, the fullbacks were meant to go up the pitch and use some numbers in midfield. But see, when they get pushed back, that's the problem with that 3-5-2 or 5. We ended up with two players in there who have no pace at all. Lundstrom and Davis. And Lundstrom's got strengths to his game, and Stephen Davis has been and can be at times still a fabulous football player. But the selection of that, when a game that you knew that they were going to come at you, they were going to run, they were going to move, that's what you needed.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you're getting it. That's the point I've been trying to make for weeks now. Especially in the middle of the park, and I agree with Bob Jer. I thought our defence for what they were up against, and well, I mean, let's be truthful. Yes, our goalkeeper had a flipping magic game. He really did. But our defence, what with the five guys that had in defence, to be fair to Big Goldson played out his skin. He was playing along with two guys next to him on either side. He's hardly had a kick of the ball with.
Welcome to the O2 messaging service. The person you're calling is unable to take your call.
Carry on.
But you're bang on in what you're saying, Ox. We're two fullbacks. You expect Tav and you expect Borna to get up the park. Borna was up against it. He was shocking. Tav was shocking. But more importantly, and you're right in what you're saying, the main guy in our midfield that you certainly started the game well enough. He was trying to put himself about. But when you can't pass the ball 6 feet in front of you to your own player, you scratch your head and you say, but there was nobody on you there. How can you not pass it to your own player? So that just resonated right through the whole side. And we Michael Owen, much as I don't really like him, but he got one thing right after 15 minutes, and he says, there's Goldson. He says that Liverpool players are pressing right up against, and they know that Rangers want to play the ball out the back. He's what's he meant to do. Goldson battered the ball right up the back. It bounced off Alfie. He got the ball back, and he says he's missing out his midfield. He says because there's no pace in there. We can all see it. And what's Bob James right in his point? We're up a higher class of opposition. We all know that, but still, wise. And you said it last night. You've still, when you're in possession, you've got to at least try and find your own players.
All right, we've been joined by Alex. Evening, Alex.
Good evening, Ox here. Bridgeman, Bob Jer, Blue Star, anybody else that's here. Good evening, everybody.
How are you doing, pal? How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Right, I'm just backing back for Liverpool. What you say? Everybody's entitled to their opinion on here. But we need to really get real life here. Where we've came from and who we were playing last night. This is Liverpool Football Club. And Bob Jer's spot on. This team's turned everybody over. Okay, when we've seen the team selection, you're like, Stevie Davis should never have played. We all know now. Hindsight's a great thing. The bottom line, it put my mind away back when we used to play football, a game called Combi. And the team used to shoot in at the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper had to save as many saves he had. Alan McGregor saved us for a big hiding. But what I will say about the team, you can only play with the tools you've got. And that's what I've been saying a long time about Gio's team. Right? We cannot turn on who's wanting to play now. And honestly, everybody knew we were going to do it to play Liverpool. All we wanted to do was compete, because realistically, we were never going to beat Liverpool. And that's the bottom line of it all. But the criticism that's going on about is unbelievable. And I'm doing it Liverpool, and it wasn't as bad as that. I'm telling you now, we went in there and we gave our best shot. We brought that young boy, Liam King. He was absolutely outstanding for the age of him. Okay, he gave away the penalty kick. You're right enough. The goalkeeper, see if that's a goalkeeper of any team in the Champions League, he's front page everywhere in the world. Alan McGregor, outstanding. Well, and they've signed a world-class goal at Liverpool.
Alan's been in the front pages enough in his time, mate. Back pages, please. Carry on.
Oh, yeah, but what I'm saying is they've got a world-class goalkeeper, that Brazilian. He's nowhere near Alan McGregor. Alan McGregor, that's him, the twilight of his career. Fantastic. The 3 centre-backs were outstanding. Mm-hmm. The two full-backs weren't at the races. And I'll tell you exactly what happens in that game. It goes after 5 minutes and it's like stage fright. They start misleading passes. They don't know what, basically they don't know what they're doing. The Tillman, everybody agrees, should never be there in the wing. We know Stevie Davis, the game is going to fly by him. And that's how it goes. Morelos, everybody wanted Morelos to play last night, go up against Big Van Dijk. He'll give him a run around. It never happened that way. That showed you the fitness level that Morelos is at. Now we need to buckle down. We go back on Saturday, the bread and butter St Mirren, and we play Liverpool on Tuesday. And I'll make a statement now. See the game against Liverpool on Tuesday? I'm not saying we'll win, but it'll be a better game that Rangers put up. And that's how I look at it. I'm trying to be as sensible as I can about this. This is Liverpool, ain't it? The section we're in, it's one of the hardest sections. There, Napoli took 6 goals off Ajax last night. We need to get real here.
I don't think I don't think a lot of the criticism was coming for last night's result, Sally. I think some of the criticism was coming because people have watched it, but there's been people with simple passes to make, runs to go. No, just this game. A lot of the games we've not done the basics.
Can you hear me, sorry?
Yeah, and that's where the criticism comes from. Look, that free kick could have happened any time. You have to pick it out of the net and go on with the game. Then you have a penalty kick when the boy runs through. The boy King was a wee bit unlucky, right? That was only 30. Put bang on right, really, if I'm being honest. He was excellent for a young boy at that level. And done himself.
Absolutely.
Goals in
absolutely. All I'm trying to say is...
But Alan, the guys, like the performance for Kent last night, Tillman, even in a losing side, they're not acceptable, mate.
Unbelievable. They shouldn't be there. Kent shouldn't be there. I've told you before, see, you're undoing the contract for a year. That tells me. You can tell by the guy's body language he doesn't want to be there. That's where Gio's at fault for playing him. I'm going to explain one thing. We struggle in the Premiership now, the Scottish Premiership. How are we supposed to compete in the Champions League? That's what you're up against here.
Aye. Well, we played well on Saturday. The piece we played all right on Saturday. Arguably best performance. And by the way, Linda, last night was the worst performance of the season, let's be honest, but we're frustrated because of what we've watched in other games as well, yeah?
Yeah, I think you're right, Ox. It does boil down to how we've played for most of the season. I mean, Alex put a bit of perspective on it, and you're totally right, Alex. I mean, Liverpool, we all accept are several classes above, but Ox is hit the nail on the head there. There was just a few, Alex, and you obviously seen it yourself there, that just didn't play well at all, Alex. Players that we were really expecting to step up. I mean, Ryan Kent's not had a great season at all, but he played reasonably okay on Saturday, and we're thinking, right, this is a chance for him to really put himself, even if it is in the shop window, but he just was very, very poor. But it's just a culmination of everything, Alex. It's just how the season's gone so far, hasn't it?
Absolutely, Linda. That's the bottom line, realistically.
What did you think when you seen the team? I was baffled, Alex. I was baffled because Right, I went, right, definitely 5. And I'll be honest with you, see, when I initially seen the team, I didn't think Ben Davies was playing. Ben Davies, because I seen Stephen Davis and I went, oh, Ben Davies isn't playing. I read further down. Then it was always for playing 3 or 5 at the back, the way it didn't win. When I seen Lundstrom and Stephen Davis in there, I'm thinking, big Southside, he'll be raging. Because he, as much as he likes Stephen Davis, he appreciates he can't get around the park, and he's right. When they, especially up against the guys who are lightning quick, because they're top drawer. They're bringing in players at 30, 40, 50 million quid who can run quick. That's how you find that money for them. And then I'm saying, right, where's Tillman going to play? I said, right, he must be playing in beside Davis and Lundstrom, and Kent will have a free roll with Morelos, and that'll be it. We'll try and get the ball back. You know how we set up. We just get left exposed. I just couldn't understand it. Help me. What did you think when you seen the team, Alex?
Oh, we're all shocked. When I seen what you call young King, I thought, that's a brave move here, putting the young boy in. And he proved us right there. You're right in the midfield. You've got your legs. You've got your legs in football at the best of the time, but you're up in this kind of level of football. Steve Davis is absolutely a hero of mine. But there comes to a time you say to yourself, listen, that's not the game. You need him in there. You get legs. Ryan Jack to me should have played. This is all hindsight now, because hypothetically after the game we've all got who should have played now. See the 2 fullbacks. You go to see Tavernier. He was absolutely poor, and so was Big Bonner. So you were getting nothing there. There's no joy there. You put the ball up to Kent. I'd have been better playing there. Mate, you can tell with that boy's body language. He's definitely want away. And if Gio's wanting to play him, it's entirely up to him. That's where his head will fall. But I'm trying to be looking around about, going, what's the best team we can put out? I'm there to back the team. And that was the bottom line. And I know it's a task, but it's Liverpool Football Club we're playing here. And anybody comes on and turns his eye, we should be beating them. And they're kidding themselves on there, honestly.
I've not picked that up for people tonight. We should be winning. I think Jim still is. But if we do the basics right, like we did against Napoli, we get beat 3-0. But we know what we've done, and up until the second half, we competed and we played as a team. There was no real criticism of the team that night, Jim, was there? Only because of the circumstances, the loss of goals, we accepted it, we moved on. But it wasn't like that last night. Blue Star, you can come in there, mate.
Absolutely, Alex. You're bang on. And I get Alex's point. Alex always makes good points and he speaks to the heart, and I get what he's saying. But I mean, the mental thing is, much as McGregor kept his score down, Ox, let's be truthful here. The last 10 minutes, we could have scored 3 goals. That's a fact. Yeah. We could have scored 3 goals and we weren't even in the game, only because we played with 2 guys that just decided to run at them. And we've been seeing it since the start of the season. We have a lack of pace. So therefore, why is he stinking with guys that haven't got the pace? And yet he's got a couple of guys there that get the pace. Granted, I know he's played them in wee bits here and there and they've maybe not done it. But maybe that's the problem. Why can he not start with them instead of at least play them in their proper positions? And let's see what they've got. Because they proved to me last night against the so-called great Liverpool side, that if you can cause them bother, and maybe we should at least score the 1 goal, then if you can do it against a team like that, goodness me, surely you can play them in the SPL, and he's not done it.
Good point.
Aye, Bob Gerrard, you come, mate.
Aye, an excellent point. Alec, your point was spot on, mate. You're absolutely right. This game that we all love all hinges on money anyway, and loads of it, and we've not got loads of it. I heard the Liverpool supporters singing last night, where are your European Cup? So you didn't play 4 ordinary sides and a substandard team in the final now. It's not a level playing field now. And we aren't near the level. We aren't near the level of these teams in our group. You can see that. Imagine, Napoli going to Amsterdam and scoring a 6. My God. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a different world for us now. And we've just got to learn to live with it. It's as simple as that. Well, what I wanted into the Champions League, we're in it. Let's enjoy the huddle while it's there. And you're talking about the guys that were playing that couldn't pass the ball last night. Have you mind earlier on in the week, I see Rangers didn't he freeze? Well, I'm afraid a few of them froze last night.
I agree, Bob Gerrard. I think I put it down to nervous energy, and they wanted to do well. John Lundstrom, it wasn't his night, mate. And his performance and what he done, he was slow. He was lethargic. Couldn't move the ball.
Non-laborious sign.
I think sometimes, Alex, if you wish you can try too hard there.
I think that's what happened with Lundstrom, being a Scouse boy, his family there, and it's maybe been too much for him. But as I say, it was like stage fright at the beginning. Let's be quite truthful with it. And Bob Albert's right. You bring the guys on Sakala. We'll say that last 10 minutes of the previous Saturday, the energy the guys give you, you're better with 11 guys who's going to try then. How I look at it is a guy out in the wing that can tell he's no you want to be there. So Sakala should come in there for Kent or Matondo. And let's try and do our best to see if we can go and get to the January window to see if there's any money. I don't know. The way they're all talking, people are wanting Gio out. I'm not calling for he said the now. I'm telling you the now. Oh. I'll certainly know. I'll stick by him the now. But gradually, it'll wear thin if we don't get the results. But it's a Champions League we're in now. Let's get a result against St Mirren. And I've told you before, that Liverpool game on Tuesday, I'll know about it last night. That's how I see it.
No.
Can I just say? Sorry.
On you go. Of course you can.
I was going to say, Alex. Well said, Alex. I think I've been saying most of the night. There's no way, in my heart anyway, I'm going to blame the manager. I saw players getting completely outplayed. That's what I saw last night. I saw a team playing against us with massive amounts of pace and confidence. The way they can play short balls, long balls, lovely stuff. 30-yard across it. And by the way, they were playing 30-yard passes when all of our players were in our own half, and they still managed to put past us and through us. So I think that team were far too good for us on the night. And like Alex said, next week when we're playing them, it might be a different game. I don't necessarily think that it'll be a different result. And I mean, we might lose. But I don't think it's going to be the same game. For a start, they'll not play the way they played. I don't think they'll play the way they played last night. And we won't play the same as we played last night. I'm sure of it.
Do you know what I can't understand? See, when you're playing against a team, and obviously they've got fast players, and you know they're going to close you down. Why would you take the short goal kicks and put yourself under pressure and know how the opportunity to move your team up the park, get it up the park? You might not win the first team of the biggest team in the world, but you'll see where it takes you. But at least you're 70 yards for your own goal. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it at any level, not even Champions League level. Sometimes you just need common sense, and I mean, you're putting yourself under pressure, you know. And they'd obviously watched another game where we didn't do so well away from home, and they'd done similar when they had the ball. They just kept shutting us down, and we had no answer because we played drilled football. You've got to be able to think on the park and make things happen for you, and find your men when you get the opportunity. If you get the ball and somebody's next to you and close you down and harrying you, you can't make the perfect pass. But there was times last night, Stephen Davis, in his career, he's misplaced 10 misplaced passes ever. Last night he passed the ball right out of the park under no pressure, and that summed up the night. You know, so that I think that's where the disappointment comes for Alex. Not for how it went. We know where we are. These people have recognised that, Alex. Yeah.
100% right. 100%. When you see Steve Davis doing things like that, remember, if that's the team he's putting out, what we're trying to is probably can compete it a bit better. But once you've seen that team coming on, we were getting deeper and deeper. And you're right about playing the ball for the back. Sometimes it takes for a long ball just to get up there and a folk to chase it. But then it comes down to we don't get the pace.
They didn't try to hit the centre forward, did they? Just hit them.
We don't get the pace, but you're looking on to see Tillman. Why we play the ball out there? This is another thing. I do agree with some of these, like, you know, baffles his tactics and that way. Okay, but it works, but you're saying to yourself, Liverpool must have seen that team selection come up at the beginning. Jurgen Klopp went, we've won a watch here in the middle of the park right away. And that's exactly what happened. Our midfield, if they don't play, don't go on the ball, you don't make the passes, nobody runs off the ball, it just would not happen. James Tavernier, you're waiting him getting the ball up the wing. He couldn't even do the basics. He can't even pass it off from me to you, basically. That's what it was like last night. Big Bonner was lost. But what I'll say with Bonner is, see if you've got a guy playing in front of you and you know his heart's not in it, that's 10 times harder for the fullback, you know. He exposed him. That's how Big Bonner was as bad.
Aye, maybe. And listen, I'm an honest critique of Ryan Kent for last night. Linda, it was a collective how we lost. It wasn't just one man, yeah. It was a collective, because apart from the 4 defenders, that's 3 defenders and the goalkeeper, the rest didn't turn up.
No, they didn't, Ox. But as you say, you can only sort of, critique it and say what you see. And for Ryan Kent, he was one that stood out. That I think we're all just dead disappointed, Ox, because we've been saying he's capable of more, but he certainly hasn't been shown that this season. He's not playing like a player that we can rely on, and it's definitely time to change that. But yeah, the basics just weren't there, and unfortunately we got punished. And I would have loved to have got a goal at the end, Ox, just to take it on the
just to see
score
what it
sheet.
would take us, get us out our seat, yeah.
Aye, it was exciting when they came on, wasn't it? And
and also for the fans and the noise, and then and they would have been hanging on, because they would have got nervous as well. Let's be honest about it. It's a game of football. That's what happens. Goals change games. Anyway, maybe the idea is we can maybe swap Kent for Haaland in January, because he's going to have to boil. We only get 2 tonight.
Oh God, that would be wonderful.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. Thanks, Blue Star.
Cheers, Ox. Thanks for having us on.
Cheers.
Just hope it's onwards and upwards, guys.
Bob, Gia.
Privilege as usual, and always. I'll see you next time.
You're Alex.
Great show, Oxford, Honda, Bridgeman, Bob Jer and Blue Star. We've just got Rangers at heart, and everybody just sees it a different way in that, and that's what it is. But we're Rangers through and through.
We're going to start charging for the counselling, Alex. I don't know if Jim's still there. Are you still there, Jim?
Aye. Thanks very much for having me on. It was a good show as usual.
Loved your points.
But I honestly think the Rangers will come good this season. I think the tide will turn, and I think we'll be all right. I honestly believe that. But I think some of the criticism for Gio is way over the top, As you say, you can only piss with the cock you've got,
Oh, what's the language? There's a lady present under Christian.
Thanks for that. Thank you very much, Ox. Yeah.
Take care. Cheerio.
Cheers, mate. On that note, Linda.
Great show. I don't know how therapeutic it was, Ox, but it was good to talk about the game last night. But I'm looking forward to Saturday already, and I just hope Rangers can put on a good performance for us. But yeah, it was great being on.
Bridgeman.
Well, thank you very much for helping us out here, Linda, carrying me along. That's very and yourself, and well done to your technical team and to all the guys that were on. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, remember one thing: the next game at Ibrox is a massive game. So everybody get out there, get your goodies dusted down, and get over to Ibrox at the weekend. Come on, the Rangers, keep it going for them.
Thanks to all the callers this evening. Great debate, passion shining through. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to Bridge and Linda. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals. Everybody for listening. Rangers Radio will be back tomorrow night between 8 and 10. I'm sure we'll be talking about all things Rangers. Take it away, Old School Blue.